Hey, welcome to part 2 of the Pink House Renovation project. Today we're going to tackle doors, we're going to tackle paint, and we're going to keep moving through this project. So stick around on Dad It Yourself. Hey, so we're back for day 2. There's Trevor. He's going to get sanding on all these so we can get this room ready for paint. And we've got the whole gang here today. Smile, everybody. Hey! Hey! And what they're going to do before we're getting ready to paint, they're going to rip off all this tile off the walls, both in the kitchen, the hall bathroom, and the master bathroom. So that's going to keep them busy till Trevor and I get that finished, and then they're going to start painting that living room. So we got most of the adhesive tile off. Look at that wallpaper that was here before. Isn't that beautiful? Straight out of 1978. What else we got going on? So there's Mom It Yourself getting ready to start painting this room. Hi, Trevor. Hi. So this room's going to be kind of a green color. Looks like, I don't know.
It's a sage.
Sage, mossy sage. Okay. And then in the back of the house, my grandson has been working diligently. He's back here somewhere. Here he is. Say hi.
Hi.
He's been taking off all the outlet covers. And then Trevor is pulling all the baseboards out of the rest of the house. And we still have some outlet covers in here. And then, yes, we still have that big repair. So, Mom It Yourself has started painting, and we could spray this. It would probably go a lot quicker, but frankly, I just don't want to deal with having to mask everything off to deal with spraying. So, we're not in a huge time rush, so we'll just brush it. We got plenty of people to do that. All right, so we are back at the house for day 3 of the renovation. Day 2 went well. We started painting the living room and that nice green, and as you can see, it has dried. There's Trevor, and it looks a lot better. It was very, I don't know, it's hard to explain, very hospital-y green before. But Michelle and Victoria and even the grandkids did a little bit of painting to get this started, and it needs to be finished. And they're going to be over a little later, and they're hopefully going to finish this. That's a gallon of paint you see on the walls right now. What Trevor's going to do, there's Trevor. Where's Trevor? Hey, Trevor. Trevor's going to go around some of the other rooms, and he's going to be pulling screws and patching and getting those ready for paint. We have a tan paint we're going to put in most of the rest of the house. The walls in these other rooms are in a lot better shape, so hopefully it won't take as much time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out how we're going to rehang these doors. So I'm going to work on this door right here, and I'm going to do kind of a tutorial to see how I fix this door and get it to look good and work well. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this door off, and we're going to talk about hinges in a minute. So here were the hinges they used on the other door, and their fine assortment. Oh, I don't need those. Those are brad nails. And their fine assortment of hardware they used to put those hinges in. I could go with mortised hinges, but I decided I was going to use non-mortise hinges, but these are a lot bigger. I mean, as you can see, these are big 3 inches, and I'm going to use 3 of them. Okay, so stick with me for some math here. All right, my door opening is 28 5/8, and my door is 28 inches wide. That leaves me 5/8 of an inch. So a door needs 1/8 of an inch on each side, and my casing is 1/2 an inch. This is actually 7/16, so it gives me a little bit of flush. So what I need is I need to make up 1 1/4 inches between the opening with the new casing and the width of the door, or what it comes down to is about 5/8 of an inch. So I have a choice. I can cut 5/8 of an inch off one side or the other side of the opening, but then if you look down here, that adds another roughly 1/2 inch to that gap, and that's gonna look like crap, and I don't have any of this flooring, so I can't fix that. So what I'm gonna have to do is take about 5/16 off of each side of the door. Well, 5/16, that's a little over, what, 1/4 of an inch, right? Well, if you look at where the doorknob was, I have about 1/4 inch of slap on this side, where if I shave this side of the door and move the doorknob, it'll still cover the hole here. Or I could just shave off the back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take about 1/8 off the front of the door and take the balance off the back of the door. Will the door be absolutely centered in the opening? Nope. But you know what? No one's going to notice. Okay. So my door is 80 5/8. I want to be 1/2 inch above the floor, and I want an 1/8 inch gap over the top of the door. So that puts me at 80 5/8. My head rail is 28 5/8. That's going to put me right here. All right, so I have my door casing all set up here. Got some Titebond glue. There it is, Titebond glue. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue these up and throw a couple of brad nails in them to get them to hold together until I get it up in the door frame. Ooh. So the door casing went in and it looks really good. It's square and it's level. Had a little gap right there, so I put a little caulking up there. But now I'm going to put the door stop in. My door is 1 3/8 inches thick, so I'm going to come in 1 3/8 inches from this side and put the door stop in. So I got lucky. My overall width of my door jamb is 27 7/8 inches. So I'm just going to take 3/8 of an inch off the back of this door. That's going to give me my 1/8 inch of clearance on both sides. And I'm going to use my Ryobi track saw to do that. So the track saw did quick work of that. It's definitely time for a new blade. So we got the door hung and the hinges on, but unfortunately, I'm off by about a 1/16. But if I pull a little bit harder, I can get it to close. So got to do a little bit more work on that door, but no big deal. We're at the end of the workday. I'll be dealing with this tomorrow. Hey, so it's the next day. I'm here, new hat, new shirt, and I already got the door pulled off. And because we don't have electricity, I have the generator there, and I have my hand planer right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just shave another 1/8 inch or so off of the back of that door. We'll get that rehung and check it out. Okay, so after some work on this door with the hand planer, I was able to get it to close nice and straight, and even got the latch plate hook on right there. Look at that. What I'm going to do now is I just need to get some paint in this corner right here, because what I want to do is I want to do the trim on this door. And all I'm doing with this particular door, kind of going through the whole process, is I want to get the proof of concept, you know, the steps and the order of operations I need to do all the other doors in the house. So this will be kind of a set, and then really we won't really talk about how I did these doors for the rest of this project. Okay, so I got the first coat of paint on here and got that door framed. Like I said earlier, this was the proof of concept order of operations on how to do one of these doors. This took me a couple of hours to go through all the steps, but this one, less than an hour. So back on the order of operations, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and case out these two doors, and that's going to show how we're going to do that. So I'm going to do a 2.5 inch header up here, right here. I looked at 3.5 and it just looked too big for I'm only going to use a 2.25 inch style on these doors. So I think that'll look good. It's just a little bit thicker, and it's thicker. So the headers are 3/4 inch. These are only, I think it's 7/16 or 9/16, 9/16. And then we're going to use 7/16 or 1/2 inch baseboards. So everything will have a nice reveal. Well, there we go. All of the casings and moldings are on there. I think this is called a Craftsman. This is what I have in my house. This is 2.25. That's 2.5. That's 3/4 inch thick. And this is 9/16 inch thick, as you can see, or 9/16, 7, I don't know. But see, you get this nice reveal right here. And then as we go down, eventually we'll have thin baseboards that'll dive into the side of those casings. So all this needs is a little bit of caulking and some fresh semi-gloss paint, and it'll look good as new. These doors definitely need some paint too. Well, there you have it. We've completed days 2, 3, and 4. And this is the end of part 2. I'm running out of daylight again. I've finished the door frames, and now it's just a matter of working my way through the house, doing all the doors, and getting ready for those walls to get paint. Michelle was here all day with me today, just patching and doing all that stuff to get ready for paint. But we got a lot of painting and a lot of patching ahead of us still. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, put those down below. Speaking of comments, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you do, hit that bell for notifications. I've got some videos over here you may be interested in. Subscribe button's right here. Thanks for watching. Dad it yourself.